In your lab today, you're going to make a prediction first. If a bouncy ball is dropped from a higher height, do you think a higher percent of energy will be transferred to the ground in the bounce as compared to dropping it from a lower height? You're going to think about this question, which is saying, the higher you drop it, will you lose more energy on the bounce than if you were to drop it at a lower height? You are then going to make a prediction and write a statement about what you think will happen there. Once you have done that, you are going to make up some procedures that will help you collect data to answer the question. The second page of this document, you have a calculations page where you will calculate the initial and final potential energy, the energy transferred to the floor, and the percent of the energy lost, which is the change in the energy over the initial energy times 100. Remember to take the absolute value and make each number positive. Again, this is the change in your energy from start to finish divided by the initial energy you had times 100. You will do those calculations for all 8 of those trials. If you can, print this out, handwrite it, and then take a picture of it and submit it into the appropriate assignment. Once you have all of your data, you are going to access the TP Lab Bouncing Around Google Sheets that is in your physics folder on Google Drive. Here, you will input your initial height and the percent energy that was transferred from your calculations page, and you will make a graph. Remember that a high quality graph will include a title, labels for the axes, a linear trend line. So don't forget, you're going to do a scatter plot and then make a linear trend line. Once you have your graph, you can copy and paste that into your Google Doc that I will show you next, but please do not delete it from this Google Sheets file. Keep this Google Sheets file in your physics folder for me to access. You will then access the Google Doc file in your physics folder that says TP Lab Bouncing Around. You will get 2 points for not submitting, but having the Google Sheets file in your physics folder along with your prediction. So please rewrite your prediction here. Please list in bullet format the procedures you followed to collect the data in your lab. Here, you are going to create a data table. Don't copy and paste. Create a data table showing the quantities you measured. What did you measure? Not calculated, but what did you measure? Okay. And then in the second data table, you're going to create a table, not graph, a table that shows the quantities you graphed. Okay. Meaning the percent energy transferred to the ground versus the initial height. So this is a table, this is a table. They are different tables. This is quantities you measured, this is quantities that you graphed. Finally, you are going to place your graph here that you made in Google Sheets, and then in your conclusion, you're going to use your graph to address your prediction. So you're going to say, was my prediction correct or incorrect? And how does the graph tell you that? You will then submit this Google Doc into the appropriate assignment on Canvas. Okay, the procedures for your lab says you and your teammates, I guess you're by yourself unless you're FaceTiming someone, are to devise an experimental procedure that will allow you to test your prediction and graph your results. Your end goal is to produce a graph to show the relationship between the energy lost in the bounce versus the initial height. So we're gonna run 8 trials, okay? And so what you're going to do is you're gonna set up your meter tape on a wall, just like I have here. And so I've got mine right at 100. It's kind of hard to see right down there, 100. So it's 100 meters from the top to the bottom, and I'm gonna do 8 trials. You get to decide what heights you want to drop from. But what you're going to need to record is the height from which you dropped it and the height to which it bounces, okay? To do that successfully, you're gonna wanna capture a slow motion video to see how high it bounced. You will do 8 trials where you drop the ball from varying heights and see how far up it bounces. It will be helpful for you to put your measuring tape on sort of upside down, where the 100 is here and the 0 is down here. That way, when you're measuring, you don't have to subtract. So if you go up here, it'll be 10 centimeters. If you go here, it'll be 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, etc.